and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Good morning, Bakers. Good afternoon, Bakers. Sorry for the delay. We had to use the studio for something else, and I can't tell you what that was.
It's a secret.
But you'll know one day. I know secrets are no fun. Secrets. How does that phrase finish? What?
You just here?
No. Live breaking news. Jimmy O'Brien.
Yankees just traded for Tim Locastro.
T-Lo.
Really?
Jake Snakes, baby. Let's go. Speed. Center field.
Speed, center field.
Let's go. T-Lo, New Yorker.
He's now a two-time Yankee.
Season saved. Jake Snakes. Yabado! Woo! We landed on the moon. Oh my God. And you know, I open up singing, things are gonna be easier, and my two favorite sports teams in the history of sports end up on the New York Yankees. Tim Locastro traded. That is breaking news live on the YouTube. Can you believe it? Do you believe in marigolds? Yes! Tim Locastro is a Yankee. I probably have to get some fire tweets out.
At least got to send out our draft clip.
Oh my God. How about it? Tim Locastro to the Yankees. Guys, definitely did not think we were going with that. Oh, wow. Hal Steinbrenner was in a hoodie today.
Yeah.
Hoodie Hal. Did both of my teams just save their season? What an incredible start to Wake and Jake today. Wow, I'm shook, guys. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. What a ride for the podcast only crew.
And T-Lo, he is the man.
Yeah. If you don't know, we did, what did we draft on JJR? Things that are fast. Fast things with Tim Locastro. He's a friend. And guys, this is a little art of the deal type stuff here. You ask for Ketel Marte. You go to Cole Calhoun, David Peralta. And then you get Tim Locastro. Let's go. Friend of the family. That's huge. That's huge. Yankees believe in speed. Yankees believe in speed.
Now my mind's all over the 40-man move stuff.
Right.
Covered on Talking Yanks.
Yeah, big episode of Talking
There's
Yanks.
not a 60-day candidate right now.
Yeah, right.
Gonna have to DFA
Who
someone.
gets demoted? Interesting stuff in Yankees land. What's going on, everybody? You probably know me from the internet as Sad Yankees fan. And I do want to start something a little early, and Zendino the Great with the donation in the chat, and he sent the number of the day for the Bakers. 3K subs. 3K subs. You guys are the best. Yeah, I mean, the real ones know. Thank you, guys. To the point that I can hop on here. We can react live to the Tim Locastro to the Yankees deal. Incredible. Incredible. Bakers, let's talk some sports. We normally do a game of the night here. I don't think we'll do an actual game recap. If you don't know, I did go to Yankee Stadium last night. Ohtani. So this will be a fake game of the night. I hate to stuff the I get it. Like, if you don't like the Yankees, you don't really want to hear about this. But also, Ohtani.
Like, what other game last night in baseball was the story?
There's a basketball game. We'll talk about that. This isn't even, you know what? This is just my night. Not game of the night. This is just my night. And, I just did this for the vlog a little bit. Last night was pretty wild. Best seats I've ever had at a baseball game. Legend seats, they call them at Yankee Stadium. We're sitting over by first base. Our fans were out in droves, and they were insane last night. It was pretty wild. The way I just described it, and I think I'm going to use this the rest of my life, is rain can be a multiplier. We talked about it with Cole Tucker. If after this you go on the YouTube and you look at Goo Goo Dolls in Buffalo, it's pouring rain, and I don't want the world to see me. I'm gonna have to watch that. I might FaceTime.
It's a good watch.
I might FaceTime Cole Tucker. That's how we're gonna end the show. FaceTime Cole Tucker and watch that live. Tim Locastro to the Yankees. What a day! What a day in baseball history. What a day. So we go to the stadium. So rain is a multiplier. If normally scales are 1 to 10, rain opens it up to like 12. And so the people that stayed in the rain, a lot of young people turned up to 12, were like juiced up to see us. And it was wild. So many pictures, signed a jersey. And then, like, people were just yelling and screaming at us. Like, we were getting catcalled from, like, across the stadium as it thinned out and stuff. It was wild. It was wild. I mean, everyone was pretty nice. So thank you, guys. That was cool. And, I mean, it was supposed to be the game of the night. It's crazy how much what the story of that game should have been ended up being. If you have no idea, Shohei Ohtani, after hitting 3 homers in 2 games in the Bronx, he took the mound. Doesn't get out of the first inning. He's wild. He had 4 walks, I think, 2 hits. He threw 40-something pitches, which I was shocked. Was Coney or Kay or anyone going nuts on the broadcast? Like, normally,
I'm like half listening,
right?
Like 3
Sterling.
quarters listening to Sterling, and I go one ear out so I can catch if anything important gets said.
Because I mean, normally when a pitcher's in like that low 30s in an inning, it's like, okay, this is your last batter.
Well, Sterling hit him with because I think Gardy came up, and he was at 38 pitches. Or at 37 pitches, whatever, and he mentioned, I didn't notice until he mentioned it. It's like, well, unless Gardner gets out immediately, he'll have 40 pitches in the first inning. And Gardner gets on, and they keep going.
So that was pretty wild. And hey, James Reinhardt in the chat, Reinhardt, he said, good result for you guys, but a bummer on the Ohtani start. And then he said, yikes, just checked the final. So, a little
that's amazing
foreshadowing. Yankees are up 7-2 in the first. We get a rain delay. Rain delay number 1. Me and Jimmy find a cave. We're enjoying ourselves in the cave. It was pretty nice.
Seemed like a good cave.
Don't know how we ended up there, but it was a nice cave. I mean, we didn't know how we ended up there. Went back to the cave during the second rain delay. So 2 rain delays.
Finished at 41 bullets.
Night finally clears up. Dark. It's like late at the stadium. After midnight at Yankee Stadium, it kind of felt like a weird sleepover or something like that. And they continue to play the game, James Reinhart. And Aroldis Chapman comes out, who's been in a bit of a funk for the Yankees. Couple walks. I think there's a hit. Grand slam. Jared Walsh, who last Talking Baseball, I hyped up Jared Walsh and said he's having an incredible year. And then he was on Slump Watch later that episode, so I felt kind of folkish. And then he hits a grand salami. And then they kept tacking on runs to the point they go up 11-8. And, man, it's just deadness. Like, it was June into July, literally. Happy July 1st, everyone. And, man, you need your mannequin hand or your laptop? Yeah. Tilo. It's Tilo's Yanks.
He's fourth outfielder from now on.
Alley's open, Tim. Hey, who's getting bumped? Alley's always
Clint's
open.
going to, and they haven't said it, I would guess. Clint's going to the IL. He's dizzy.
Yeah.
So that opens up the MLB spot.
Man. So, yeah, it was a weird feeling. I mean, this rainy, empty Yankee Stadium. People screaming at us all day. It was wild. I mean, people were treating us like we're rock stars. It was kind of cool. Even at one point, the first time we poked our heads out after the rain delay, me and Jimmy looked at each other and were like, let's go back to the cave. Like, it was intense, man. It was wild. I don't know how, like, athletes and, like, actual famous people do it. So, yeah, it was a tough night. The Yankees, what are they? Are they a game above 500 now? Get some MLB standings up.
Ish.
The Yankees 41-39, so two games above 500. Yeah, man, and it's just any time that this engine gets anywhere close to clicking this season, it falls apart instantly. So Yankees lost. Posted pic of me on the subway at like 2:45 in the morning, just me out there, pretty tired, hung over at that point basically.
Whoa.
It was funny. I mean, I kind of look like a little boy naturally. It's just like my face. I had sad eyes because I was genuinely sad. Having beer eyes because I genuinely had beers. And, yeah, that made its round on the interstate a little bit. And it was funny. The Angels, young Angels fans were trying to be... Because I tweeted out, welcome to the Bronx, babe, to Ohtani. Not to Ohtani, about Ohtani. And so then Angel fans were like, what about now? And it's like, well, Ohtani stunk. Yeah, I wanted to see Ohtani.
That's still a good joke.
Jimmy and I were talking before the game, like what's kind of best case? Because it was super hot. So we're like, I thought both starting pitchers might get yanked early anyways. So we kind of landed at 5 innings, 1 earned run, and Ohtani looks good. Like that's what we wanted. That's what a lot of Angels fans from the outside looking in don't understand. Like we went to that game to see the two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani. So it sucks for him. Sucks that that's how his quote unquote first night at Yankee Stadium goes. I'll say this: there also is a fun aspect to it. Like New York used to mean a little more, like not in a rude way to New York or anywhere else in the world, but it was literally like, it was a hub, like before social media. Like it was tough to be a star in Milwaukee. It was tough to be a star in a smaller city.
If you were in New York, LA, Chicago, you probably weren't going to.
You can make it there.
Nationally known.
You make it anywhere. Like, there's something actually behind that. So it was it was cool to see that emotion because, like, the crowd when Ohtani went off the mound, like, they were going nuts. Like, you know, New York still has a little bit of that pride in them. I mean, I wanted to see Ohtani. I want to see him be good. I didn't want to see Aaron Sledgers up to hit in the second inning. God, what a treat. What a treat. So, Yankees lost, and I saw some Cubs fans in the chat. They also blew a 7-run lead. They were up 7-0 on the Brew Crew. And then Brew Crew flipped the switch on them. I think, what, did they open that up to 14-7? I think it was 7-0. And then I think the Crew straight doubled them. Let me see if I've got that here. Clicking around, little baseball news. Happy July, everyone. Isn't that the worst? D-backs lost last night. Yeah, Brewers ended up winning 15-7. Cubs were up 7-0.
Oh, that's the game they're talking about. I had Sports Center on mute in the background. And I saw like first game that both teams scored 7 unanswered runs. Or at least 7 unanswered runs or whatever it was. It's like, I don't know which game that's about.
Yeah, that wasn't us.
I forgot to look into it more.
And the Cubbies, I gotta, you know, sometimes I'm not smart.
Oh, just DFA Krisky. Done. 40 men.
Krisky.
They didn't do it.
Come on.
That's the easy
It's my
one.
guy. No, like I have some street smarts. I get how the world works a little bit. I'm by no means smart. Man, on Talking Baseball, we were all over this Cubs road trip. Holy crap. BBD, they won their first game of the road trip at the Dodgers 4-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game losing streak.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at the Baseball Reference playoff odds site. So the Yankees, I went to go look at the Yankees, who last 7 days they've decreased their playoff odds by just under 10%, 9.7%. And there are two teams that decreased more. The Mets, I don't know what their week totally looked like. I think it's a little bit more. The Nationals got hot and everything. They dropped 20.4%. And the most is the Chicago Cubs, who this week dropped 41.2% their playoff odds.
Man, I mean, that's, you know, we're still learning as a company, as a podcast, obviously being so tied to baseball. But the past 3 weeks have very much been the, like, increase or decrease your playoff odds by 30%. If you have a terrible time or a good time. We'll do some standing stuff quick. Shout out.
It's like a direct Brewers increase by the same exact number.
That's
basically.
funny. That's funny. The Boston Red Sox, man, and not a lot of people that don't fully understand us but check in on the content know how to deal with it. The Red Sox are 50-31. They have the best record in the American League. It's just good vibes. Like, they've got a mix of everything. Like, Bogarts has been there forever. Red Sox fans love Bogarts. Alex Verdugo is like a young star of the game. Yankee fans openly love him. He, like, talked to the crowd and all of that stuff. He's in. Devers, BBD, you're on the record saying how much you would love Devers.
If he's anywhere else, I'd like openly love him. I'd be gushing all the time.
You know, the story of their manager returning, and a guy that clearly, like, they are passionate for, and, like,
he has the locker room.
You know, there are not a lot of dudes, not a lot of teams that, like, play for their manager. The Red Sox kind of do. And then they brought in fun guys. They brought in Kike. How do you not love that dude? Oh, my God. Give me that guy in pinstripes, who, by the way, Kike for them has been like their starting center fielder. We think of him as this versatile second base. He can play anywhere. BBD, you've heard us have this conversation a bunch. center fielders don't grow on trees. And Kike is like holding down the Boston Red Sox center field spot, and they signed him to what? Wasn't it like 3 years, $9 million a year or something like that?
Let's see for sure.
MLB.com. I never go on this website. And he's not having...
He had 2 for 14.
2 for 14. So
Let's
$7
see if
mil.
Is there a third-year option? No, just straight 2 for 14.
I mean, hey, I know we're making some jokes here and all that jazz. Yankees just traded for Timlo Castro, and there was a genuine moment of excitement in the office. Tilo, cool dude, John Boy Media. I mean, Kike Hernandez is what the Yankees have been missing all year. And he's got like a 700 OPS. He's not anything special, but... See, yeah, there's someone, Queenie, or Queen NY, who says I signed their belly last night. And I do remember that.
It rings a bell.
I do remember that. So that's where last night got wild. Good for the Red Sox. Like, Yankee fans get shook when we say that. Red Sox fans get more shook when we say that. Mets fans are always just lost. The Red Sox are having fun, playing good baseball, and winning. That's like the goal of every team. Or it should be. They have the best record in the American League. Only team with 50 wins. Rays are back on the right track, / the Yankees and Jays both kind of tripped up. So Rays are 3 games back. Jays 7.5. Yankees 8.5. In the Central, it's White Sox season, 47-32. Cleveland's still hanging. They're 4 games back, but like nobody cares about Cleveland. Houston Astros and Athletics, they're going to go back and forth in the AL West. Astros are the scary team. Athletics are not due to their playoff history. Mariners have a winning record. Good for them. 42-39. Same as the Yanks. 1 more win than the Yankees. Angels, 39-41. They need to play the Yankees more. In the National League, so the Mets, and this is where I'm going to get in trouble because I kind of went on a weird rant last Talking Baseball about the Mets need to get punched in the mouth, and I think they have. Let's see. They lost to the Braves 20-2 last night, which people care about that more than we do. So what are they doing right now? So they lost to the Phillies, beat the Phillies, lost to the Phillies, lost to the Nats, beat the Braves, lost to the Braves. So they're in a funk. They're in a funk, and the Nationals getting hot are 2 games back. How about it? 40-38, which, BBD, this is where sports are so fucked. The Nationals have 1 less win than the Yankees. And, like, tomorrow on Talking Baseball, I'm going to be stoked for the Nats. Like, they hit the go switch. Divisions matter. Like, they're 2 games back of the Mets. Mm-hmm. And if the Yankees were 2 games back of the Red Sox, they'd have a really good record. So it's a totally different conversation. But, I mean, Braves are 38-41. They're 4.5 games back of the Mets. NL East is still going to be sloppy. Still going to be sloppy. Mets-Yankees this weekend. Remember when we did the last Red Sox series? One of those fan bases was going to be pissed. The Red Sox were kind of on a skid. The Yankees, their season's been a skid.
Mm-hmm. Been an 80-game skid.
Mets-Yankees this weekend. Dial it up. If the Yankees figure out a way to win, the Mets are going to be like, with the Nats, with the Braves, with all of them, after their incredible start, which they've had so many injuries and stuff.
They've, like, overcome a ton of shit.
Yeah. And Yanks are in owner press conference, team meeting only. Yeah. Like, we're those are the final signs. Those are the final signs. Jack Thomas in the chat with Jake is fried. You're not wrong. I'm a little more fried than normal, I think, BBD, Zach, behind the scenes. I mentioned some tweets I thought about firing off today that are a little more loose cannon than normal.
Been like a step above what
Just like
we typically would throw out.
Just
there.
like a little feisty. In the Central, the story there, man, the Milwaukee Brewers, they got out hot, they kind of died, and they got hot again. They're 48-33. Them, along with the Cubs' demise and the Cardinals. Cardinals a game under 500. They're starting to win a little bit, I think, right? They played the Diamondbacks. Cardinals swept the Diamondbacks.
Got on track.
So, and now they play the Rockies. And then do they finish with the Cubs? They play the Cubs. They play the Cubs going into the All-Star break. Circle that one. Cardinals, Cubs into the All-Star break. Someone is going to happy tears and sad tears. NL Central's a mess. We are close to the Brewers, so I'm rooting for them. We do Tuesday Brews Day. We're friendly with a lot of those guys. Colton Wong is kind of on my fashion committee. Loosely. I don't want your life.
To be fair, we got Cubs and Cardinals friends as well.
Yeah, we've got
And Pirates.
Happer.
If they get their act together.
Reds, the whole
Pirates.
NL Central.
We do like everybody.
That being said,
Forgot we're friends with Winker.
Let's
now.
have the Brewers come back down to earth a little bit. Let's make that whole
it
division
fun.
a mess. Might as well. In the left coast, Giants, the only other team in baseball with 50 wins, 50-29. I feel like they had 50 on Monday. Are they getting beat up? So they lost to the They have a 2-game set.
A 2-game in division.
What? And they play the Diamondbacks this weekend, so they're fine. They lost 2 games to the Dodgers. 2 good baseball games.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are now a game and a half back. Padres 2.5 back. Good for them. There's like a weird week there where the Padres dropped to 5.5 back or something. It was like, wow, are the Giants going to pull away? There is still a chunk of baseball to come. Interested to see what it looks like. And we're in a fun little... today's what? Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is me counting days. +7. 4 + 7 is 11. MLB teams have 10, 11 games before the All-Star break. Man, that is going to change how you feel about a team so much. If your team does an 8-2 or a 2-8, that changes the whole outlook of your season. I did this with the Rockies. Let's talk about my Rockies. That's why you guys are here. Phoenix Suns fans punching air right now. You guys did it. I'm happy for you. We're going to FaceTime Code Talk. Maybe. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. My Colorado Rockies. Let's go to their baseball reference. People forget, and it's how quickly baseball moves. The Colorado Rockies were a very good baseball team for a couple years. The Rockies, 87-75. They lost NL wildcard game. Rockies, 91-72. It was 2017, 2018, 91-72. I think they lost a playoff game to win the National League West. It would have been the first time they'd done that. That was the Dodgers. That team banged with the Dodgers. They lost in the NLDS 3-0 sweep. BBD, the 2019 Rockies. So picture this. You're a Colorado Rockies fan. Your team hasn't had a ton of success. But you've got a nice thing going. Your team got better. You went to the playoffs back-to-back years, 2017, 2018. And your team improved. 2019, it is June 21st. You're 40-35. Or 40-34. The Rockies were in the second wild card play-in spot. Like, kind of where you'd expect. Then they go, I think they get swept by the Dodgers. They survive another Dodgers series. They finish, they go into the All-Star break. They lose 2 games to Houston, and then they lose 3 to Arizona. So at the All-Star break, they are 44-45, 1 game under 500. They tanked the rest of the year. Look at all this red. We're looking at the Baseball Reference right now. And think about where they are now.
Green, a lot of red.
Think about where they are now. This was 2019. They were the second wild card team in June 2019. They've been a joke of a franchise since. I'm not saying if they won a couple games going into the All-Star break, it would have changed the franchise's outlook forever. But I don't know, man. Baseball's got a ripple effect. So the next 10 days are going to be wild. Your favorite team's outlook, unless you're one of the best in baseball or the worst, is going to entirely change in the next 10 days or so. That was a lot of baseball, including circling up on the 2019 Colorado Rockies. I'll send Kotuck a text like, what's up? I'm going to send him, what's up, dude? Congrats on the Suns. What's up, dude? Congrats on the Suns. Okay. Text sent to Cole Tucker, not a big deal. Let's talk, BBD, about his Phoenix Suns. Now, if any of you are math people out there, which isn't a John Boy Media specialty, you'll know that I was at the Yankees game getting rained on last night, so I didn't watch this game. I don't have deep dive analysis. The Suns, it looks like they rolled them 130 to 103. Did you watch this, BBD? Some of it?
Like I half watched an okay amount of it. It was closer than that. It was like pulled away in like the second half. It wasn't stressful in the last 5 minutes. You knew it was going to happen, but
That's good. Chris Paul with 41. That's a big boy number. Booker 22, 8 and 16. Jay Crowder with 19 after he had a terrible game the game before this. Marcus Morris Sr., 26 points. Good for him, man. I know BBD, we got to see it when he was on the Knicks, and he was balling for a bad Knicks team.
He was asked to be the number 1 scorer. And he was kind of good at it if you want to have the worst team in the league. But
man, like, good for him. Like, 26 points. I know it's a loss. It's a blowout loss. But Kawhi's hurt. He's the team's best player. Like, when you took Chris Paul off the Suns, this was a lot more even of a series. Like, Marcus Morris Sr. is pretty good, man. Like, for a dude his size to be able to shoot how he does, like, he's going to be in a lot of big games. What did he shoot from 3? He
had a great year.
47.3% from 3. You know how nutty that is? 6'8", like, built dude? What? And didn't he shoot? He was crazy last year, too, for the Knicks, right?
Yeah, that was on 5 attempts. While he was with the Knicks, on 6 attempts per game, he shot 44%. I think he was...
Dude.
I think he had, like, a little slump, like, at the very end of his Knicks tenure, because I think he was above 50 for a while.
Yeah. And then he...
I don't know how long that lasted, but he was above 50 for a while.
Joined the Clips. He wasn't that as good for them. But this year, man...
Well, he like, in season went from being the go-to scorer to going back to being a role player. Which, in season, that's kind of a tough adjustment to make.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. So, hey, good for him getting buckets. Paul George, 21 points. You know, if you're a Clippers fan, your formula had Paul George getting more than 15 shot attempts up. Boogie Cousins getting involved. This is gonna be an all-time weird series to look back on.
Did you see
All-time weird.
any of the shenanigans?
So I did. I think didn't have a bruh planned. I think it might be a bruh week for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pat Bev, dude. Eat
I
a
guess
bug,
it was over,
bro.
but it's so
what are you
stupid.
doing?
So stupid.
Now I'm asking myself in my head, do I love it? Pat
Like
Bev.
he knew it was done, so whatever.
No, man,
I
that's
hate
so
Chris Paul
soft. That's so soft.
Hey, Chris Paul, I'm just gonna shove him.
Oh, Kotuck. I said, sup, dude, congrats on the Suns. He said, yes, sir.
Yep.
Thanks, pimp. How you doing? Should we FaceTime him? I'm nervous. Me and Cole don't normally FaceTime.
Really?
We just text. We're both phone dudes, man. Me and... Okay, let me clarify a couple things. I've said it on here. Like, me and Cole Tucker are friends now. That's cool. Not doing it in like a... Look at my podcast. This is how you know. Because a lot of you do this with your buddies. We have two convos going. We have an Instagram chat and a text message. And it's at the same time. And we'll just be bouncing back and forth. And it's like, he's a real dude. I'm going to FaceTime. It's FaceTime. What else do I... congrats on the Suns.
Congrats on the Suns.
Is there anything else? I felt like there was something else that started this. And I don't want
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I got to get that queued up.
Yeah. I guess
Google-
we can't play the audio of it, but if you just show them we're watching it.
Well, I can, because it's live, so I should be able to play it, right?
You might be able to. I guess we can run the risk.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit, whatever. Unplug the chat for a second. All right. Let's FaceTime Kotuck. We're going to get a Verbo commercial. Congrats on the Suns. Congrats to Chris Paul, who should be getting probably a bro, but the guy who pushes him gets a bruh, and he might have gotten one. FaceTiming Cole Tucker.
Yeah. Don't know if they're.
Is this good content? Is this terrible content? Tough for the podcast.
I think if they've made it this far into the episode, they're in.
Let's go! Let's go! Congrats on the Suns, dude.
Dude, I'm so happy for him, man. It's beautiful. I love that hat, by the way. The child is
Snakes up, bro. We play for rings in the desert. Dude, I'm recording right now, but I love you. I'll talk to you later.
oh, I love you too. Have a great show.
Let's
Hey,
go.
dogs.
See you, bro.
Bye, Cole.
That was Cole Tucker. Goo Goo Dolls live in Buffalo.
Great vid.
It's a weird ep today. It's the 3K ep. It's the 3K ep. I'm back in the chat. What other sports has to be discussed, BBD? Congrats to the Phoenix Suns. Like, Phoenix Suns are in the finals. That's awesome.
Cool. On the topic of the Suns, first of all, I tweeted it last night, but I've learned that Torrey Craig is on the Suns so many times this year. Like, I forget all the time that he's there, and he's like good. He logs productive minutes. And he's not been doing the scoring thing, but he gets like good hard boards, like hit an open shot for you. He had a cool like transition play. I think he got the steal and then had like a really fucking cool assist. It's like Torrey Craig just kind of balling out for the Suns off their bench.
I got one for you, BBD. I know plus minus in the basketball world.
I see. I think I see his.
Torrey Craig with a plus 28 in 31 minutes with only 3 points. Are you hearing that? Am I hearing
I
that?
think that's coming from the TV.
That's from the tube. Holy smokes.
From your computer being in there.
Whew.
It's all good.
Did Jake get nervous there a little bit? Yeah, I felt I should have opened up and said, like,
You're live.
live. And his internet was a little choppy,
Wasn't, yeah. It seems.
so I didn't want to get hung up there a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
kept
that
it
was
tight.
kind of on me. It was kind of on me. I knew Kotuck doesn't say bad things.
Yeah.
He can't.
He was never going to say anything he was going to regret, but like just as the courtesy thing.
It's on me. It's on me.
In other sports, just the other series, it's tied up 2-2. Giannis got hurt.
Giannis, no ligament damage, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
So it
what's
seems
with
like we
the NBA?
dodged a bullet there.
But he's not playing, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about what a
NBA doesn't
timetable
say anything
is.
anymore. I have no
It's
idea who's playing in the games.
Like every team.
Every
It's
star
been-
player has an injury, and it's a coin flip if they're playing.
Like the best in this round, best players left like healthy. It was Giannis in this like round of the playoffs. Kawhi was hurt. Like every team you looked at, and you point to either the star that got hurt or like several important parts of the supporting cast that got hurt. And some teams that was both.
Dude, this is going to be... If
It's
Chris...
like we're gonna probably look back at this playoffs as like the everyone was hurt.
Oh, so
playoffs.
weird. I mean, so weird. But, dude, this is going to be... If Chris Paul can win this, it's going to be so big for him. Like, dude, just go to every TNT set, and when Shaq ends an argument with Chuck, like, you never won one. What was that? That wasn't even an impression. That was like Russian. You never won one. What was that? Yeah. I'm kind of looking Tony Danzish today, BBD. We might have to get a screenshot of that. Do you know who Tony Danz is?
Yeah.
But, like, you haven't seen him in anything. Like, I don't think I've really seen him in anything.
What show is his?
Like, by the time...
Who's the boss? I get him and Cheers guy confused,
Oh, okay.
but like I know that they're separate people. I don't think they're the same guy.
Like, if I age, I think that this is kind of my goal for when I get old.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, also, like Ted Danson, Tony Danz.
Ted Dan... Oh, yeah,
So
I
that's
get
an
that.
easy cross. Then they both aged well. They're both like all-time agers.
Told Cole, sorry for the snipe. Suns got rained on. Go, so goo-goo. And he said, dude, all good. That was electric. You're a grinder. That was a long-ass game. He's just the best. He's just the best.
So good. Someone I like stumbled into watching the Suns game a little bit. My brother and I were talking. It's like, I mean, if the Suns win, and like Chris Paul sticks around a couple years, they got a young core.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Is Chris Paul gonna be like remembered for being a Sun?
Ooh.
He wins his championship there and like gets like 4 years there.
That's a fun
like-
one, BBD. Chris Paul memories.
Because he's 36, so he just turned 30. So he
Where
didn't
do you
get there till
currently picture
35.
Chris Paul?
Yeah, like he's Clippers in my head.
Yeah,
'Cause
Lob
that was
City.
Also, like Lob City was iconic.
That was cool.
Iconic, and they were together a while.
He played what, the most game for the Pelicans, right?
I guess New Orleans is like his most time with a franchise. Yeah, 6 seasons with New Orleans, 6 seasons with the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
425 versus 409 games.
Okay.
So it's about an even split. Houston, those were like the best teams he was on. They could have won a championship
God,
there.
that's nuts, man. I am gonna have no memory of Chris Paul on Houston, and you're absolutely right.
So
They should
those
have
were
beat
his-
Golden State, which is still arguably like best team ever type shit.
They almost
And I'm not gonna
dethroned
have
them,
a
and then they just
single
kind of
memory of
they
that.
just went 0 from 3 and and that in Game 7, lost.
Man. That's wild.
It's
That's a fun
blip
one.
on the radar. He has to stick around there, which I would guess they would like to. And he's clearly influenced so much beyond just like, yes, he was good also.
And
he's
if we
influenced so much.
It's been an NBA thing for a while. Has anyone done someone's had to do research on it. But Arizona, and I think it's a thing in football now too. If you're an old guy, you like go there to get healthy. Like, I don't know if it's their training staff. Like, this goes back years. Like, Grant Hill went to Phoenix to get healthy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember, because, like, for a while.
What is that?
We talked, because it was when the Knicks still had Stoudemire. We always talked about, like, yeah, well, the Knicks gave Stoudemire a 5-year deal when the Phoenix Suns, who had him, and they had what was considered the best medical staff in the league, said there's no way his legs last 3 more years.
Right.
Like, I guess in hindsight they were right. Love Stoudemire, probably my answer for favorite Knick. Kind of locked me in because he was like 11 and I was like 11.
Yeah.
Here. I was older than that. I was
Cool
I was a
basketball
teenager.
player too.
Yeah.
You should go. Well, you don't have to. I didn't listen to the whole thing, so that would have been a little rude. Russillo has Amare on, and I just got to the first part of the interview, but it's pretty cool. He's like, Amare stayed in shape this year, and like he played with the Nets. Like,
Yeah,
that
he'd
was
like-
kind of his coaching job.
Yeah, he'd like give him a look in practice.
But not like you hear some coaches will like step in on drills. Like if they were running practice, like Amari was playing. So I don't know.
Like he was with the players.
And like he said he like still wants to play.
I think he's like on
whole
the
thi-
Israeli
was a little
national
weird.
team, and
Yeah.
so that's nuts.
I'm happy
because
for
I think
him.
he was on Avdia's team
Ooh,
like
Denny.
a year ago.
How'd his year go? Should we do like an NBA rookies at some point? That might be
We
fun.
should.
Maybe when this year's NBA draft stuff picks up,
Yeah, we'll do like a full
we'll
check-in.
circle up on that a little bit.
Ooh, Avdia specifically, not good. 23 minutes a game, 31.5%.
I mean, I didn't hear
free.
his name all season.
His first like 3 games. I think he popped and then like the shot fell off. But
And the shot fell off.
I can look at a game log and confirm that.
BBD, I'm going to ask you a question. Who won Game 1 of the Stanley Cup?
Come on, that's got to be a trick question. The Lightning. I think I saw Sarah post something about a Lightning win.
So, update, there's been 2 games of the Stanley Cup.
That's hilarious.
Both won by the Lightning.
Okay.
So our bolts look good. Sorry, Canadiens. A lot of accents today. Remember Russian Shack? Leave that in the comments today when we talk about baking the algorithm. Russian Shack. That was weird. That didn't feel good. BBD, I think we got to start wrapping up because I think we're going to do talking Yanks, and then we're kind of going to be out of here.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
A nice surprising early exit for us, I guess.
So I guess we're already here. Bake the algorithm, guys. Russian Shack came out today. Not sure what that was. Cole Tucker cameo, late episode. It's a good one. When we don't record on time, the views are usually a little less, which is fine. That happens, and that's
We've
kinda-
got you guys
that
out of
makes
your routine.
sense. Yeah, that's on us. Kind of an. I can't tell if this was an electric episode or a disaster. Let me know. Tim Locastro, that seems like 3 episodes ago. That does not seem like this. How about this? Let's get the Canadiens 1 win because I feel like that's got to be a proud hockey thing, right?
Yeah. Well, they got to win this one in order for the Lightning to go up 3-1, and then the series can begin because every
Ooh, when
hockey
it
series
starts.
goes to 3-1.
That's smart. He's smart. Guys, bake the algorithm. Leave a like, subscribe, review. 3K, guys. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You guys are the best. 3K subscribers. All of the episode listens have been big. I think next week we're going to need a guest because it's late night, right?
The Yankees play at 4, so in theory we could, and it's not going to ruin our day.
That's
but
right.
I think we both would prefer to pre-record that one way or another.
Yeah, I think so.
It'd be preferable. We don't absolutely have to.
What is going on? Whatever. I'm in the internet. I want to get my Tilo stuff out there. Guys, thank you for baking the algorithm. Last episode, what did we talk about? Yankees' third funeral in NFL. Oh yeah, that was the big NBA episode. Michael V said, love the golf coverage, Jakey and BBD. Side note, new puppy in the house loves talking baseball. Trev, Jimmy, and Jakey's voices calm the puppy down. Incredible. Thanks for all you guys do. That's awesome.
Tell us more about this pup.
Yeah. Michael V, give us more pup dates.
Would love a name and everything.
Maybe we'll have Nina draw the dog or something.
Yeah.
Drew Sanchez, Jake Snakes are rolling. That road win is the first step to greatness, and rings will be... No. Rings won't be found in the desert. We play for rings in the desert. Austin Brown with the good note. Middleton, he had that crazy game. He had like a 40-point game or whatever. He outscored Atlanta 20-17 in the fourth of that game. Atlanta's still alive, by the way. How nuts is that?
Yeah. Well, Trae
2-2 series, and Giannis is out.
Trae Young's out, too.
And Trey's out. The John Collins game. People are talking.
I don't know. Is Trae being back on the table? I haven't seen anything.
I don't know. I heard he was hopping
kind
on
of
the
a game time
sidelines
decision
and stuff.
on for the last game, so I would guess that it's going to be another game time decision tonight.
And Harvey Slat said Russell Wilson was Wisconsin, you stoner, Jake. And you're right, Harvey Slat, but so am I. He only did one transfer year at Wisconsin. He's more Wolfpack than Beaver. What did I just say? So, hey, thank you guys for making the algorithm. You guys are the best. I see the chat getting ready for the 4th of July. Queenie in there talking about his signed belly that I signed again. I think he DM'd me something on Insta. If I can post that to a story or something, I'll probably do that. Thank you guys for baking the algorithm. Leave a comment, leave a review, leave a like, whatever it is. Perfect game last episode, 115 likes, 0 thumbs down. You guys are the absolute best. BBD, let's wrap it up with bro of the night. Mentioned it a little bit. So the bro goes to Chris Paul, which I think I've done recently on this. But, I mean, him getting the finals, if you watch, we talked about him and Monty Williams a little bit. Monty Williams was his coach in New Orleans for a little bit. I think they, butted heads. They had, a really nice hug. Look at how happy Chris Paul is.
Different people now.
Look how happy Chris Paul is to go to the NBA Finals. That's what you want from athletes. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. So Chris Paul's the bro. The bruh, if you didn't see, Pat Beverly, tough. Chicago, tough.
Runs as hot as anybody
Just
in this
gives
league.
Chris Paul a shove in the back that, after the game, handshake lines, Chris Paul's an old man. He's 36.
It was still during the game. It was
that was during the game.
The timeout was called. They just walked past each other.
Mm.
He was walking into the huddle.
So this isn't gonna help me at all, but I get that a little more.
Yeah.
That's Pat Bev going.
I forget the order of things. If the CP3 flop, I think the flop had already happened on Boogie.
That's Pat Bev digging for his final trick, saying hey, we've probably lost this series, but you just can't push someone in the back when they're not looking. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. And dude, I love Pat Bev. I love the way he plays basketball. That's how. Again, I'm talking about. Watch the Chris Paul.
Every team likes having a guy like that on their team.
Watch the Chris Paul hug to see how happy he is to go to the NBA Finals. That's all you want from your athletes. You also want to see your dudes play like Pat Beverly. He leaves it all out there. He picks up dudes full court and just bothers them. And
Nope, nobody can accuse that guy of
oh
not
my
caring.
God, exactly. Like, and that's kind of what we asked for. So, dude, don't push him, Pat Bev. Like, what are you doing, bro? It's not cool. Good job, Chris Paul. Beavers?
My Bro of the Night's also kind of a follow-up.
Okay.
I'm giving it to Gerard Dyson. You might recall I gave him one earlier this year when he signed on for another one-year deal with the Royals. He was a 50th round selection. You know, unprobable. Didn't debut until 25. He stuck around, got on the World Series team, bounced around for a couple years, and latches on this year after getting just 11 games in 2020. Oh, nope, there was a trade. 11 games with the White Sox. And he just got to 10 years of service time. And I said when I mentioned it when he signed that, hey, if he lasts the year on the Royals, you get to 10 years. He just got there.
Yeah, the MLBPA. We've said this on, mostly talking baseball, talking Yanks, and I'll bring it here too. We never realized 10 years for an MLB player is a thing. It's a thing.
I knew it was like I did know it was a thing, and like, yeah, you get the full pension. It was like, but I thought it was kind of like, oh, like individually, you know that.
It's like a brotherhood.
Like everybody gets so excited when a guy they're boys with gets to 10 years and
like, dude, I mean, so MLBPA did a thread today of guys that reached their 10-year. Jhoulys Chacin.
Yeah, they started it earlier this year. They were like, all right, we're fully doing this. And they added.
And I love it. And it's now that we know what it means, it's really cool to see dudes get it. So, yeah, Gerard Dyson, Yankee fans were saying maybe trade for him.
Yeah.
Because he can still do it. But now we've got Tim Locastro. The season is back on. BBD, good bro of the night. What are we watching this weekend? It's the 4th of July. Yankees, Mets. NBA, man. They don't have me right now. Like, what, dude?
Yeah.
Like, Chris Paul and...
I'll watch Hawks Bucks tonight because I think, yeah.
Kind of a
Yankees
big game.
On.
Yeah,
they weren't going to be on anyway. And they have a game Saturday, which a team's going to be facing elimination Saturday. So if you're looking for Saturday night activity.
Saturday night activity. Hey, Jimbo, yeah, we're wrapping up. We're saying goodbye right now. Guys, that was Jimmy O'Brien. Follow him on the internet at JohnBoy. So much stuff on the John Boy Media Network. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Have fun. Like, the world is kind of in a good place, especially from where we were last 4th of July. Go enjoy it. Enjoy everything on John Boy Media. There might even be a secret Chris Rose rotation drop. Little tease on that. Compound, Mansplain, JJR yesterday. Talking Yanks coming up in a minute. Talking Nets.
Talking baseball,
Giants.
we talked to Jesse Winker. That went out yesterday.
Winker interview was awesome. Bakers.
You like this show, you will love Jesse Winker.
Bakers, this was a little wild one. I appreciate you guys. See you Monday. You're the best. I love you.